Some financial rules are complicated, full of formulas, jargon, and systems that overwhelm you before you even begin. But some are simple. So simple, in fact, that you might overlook them. One of the simplest and most widely recommended budgeting rules is the 50-30-20 rule. You may have heard of it. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. It sounds clean, balanced, easy to remember. But does it really work? And more importantly, is it right for you? Today we are going to break this rule down, line by line. We will talk about what it is, where it came from, how to apply it, and when to break it. Because like every rule, it is only useful if it actually works for your life. Let us get into it. Where did the 50-30-20 rule come from? The 50-30-20 rule was popularized by U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren and her daughter Amelia Warren Tyagi in their book, All Your Worth: The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan. The idea was to create a simple framework for budgeting that anyone could follow, no matter their income. Instead of tracking every little purchase, you categorize your expenses into 3 large buckets. Needs, wants, savings, and debt repayment. It is simple, flexible, and easy to adjust. But let us break each category down clearly. Category 1. 50% for needs. Needs are the essential expenses you must pay to survive. They include rent or mortgage, utilities, transportation to work, minimum loan payments, groceries, basic insurance, healthcare costs. These are non-negotiable, the things you cannot ignore without serious consequences. The rule says you should spend no more than 50% of your after-tax income on these needs. Let us say you take home $3,000 per month after taxes. 50% would be $1,500. That means all of your essentials, housing, food, transport, insurance, should fit within that number. Now, for many people, this is the hardest category to fit into. Housing costs are high. Gas prices fluctuate. Medical bills can be unpredictable. But the purpose of this limit is to help you stay grounded. Because when your needs consume too much of your income, you will struggle to save. You will feel constantly behind, no matter how hard you work. So if your needs take up more than 50%, do not panic. Just know it is a signal that something may need to shift. Category 2, 30% for wants. This is where most budgets fail or get ignored. Wants are everything that is not essential but improves your lifestyle. They include eating out, entertainment, streaming subscriptions, travel, hobbies, upgraded gadgets, non-essential shopping. In short, your fun money. The 50-30-20 rule acknowledges your humanity. It says yes, budgeting should include room for joy. And this is important, because overly strict budgets rarely last. When people feel deprived, they rebel, they overspend, they give up. But when you have a defined space for enjoyment, you are more likely to stick with your plan. The challenge is to be honest with yourself. A daily coffee might feel essential, but it belongs here. A designer handbag is not a need, it is a want. 30% gives you flexibility with boundaries. On a $3,000 take-home income, this means you have $900 to enjoy responsibly. It is not about guilt, it is about guidance. Category 3. 20% for savings and debt repayment. This is the heart of your future. This category includes emergency fund contributions, retirement savings, investments, paying off credit card debt, extra loan payments beyond the minimum, any money set aside for long-term goals. If you are just starting out, this is where you build financial security. If you are already stable, this is how you build financial freedom. 20% might not sound like much, but over time it is life-changing. If you save $600 a month consistently, that is over $7,000 a year. Over 10 years, more than $70,000, not including growth from investing. This is how wealth is built, not in one big moment, but in consistent deposits into your future. Even if you can only start with 5%, start, then grow toward 20. Because if you are not saving, you are sliding backward. How to apply the rule in real life. Here is a step-by-step plan. Step 1. Calculate your after-tax monthly income. Include your salary, side income, and any consistent money you receive. Step 2. Multiply by 0.50, 0.30, and 0.20 to get your spending targets. For example, if you take home $4,000 monthly, needs $2,000, wants $1,200, savings $800. Step 3. Track your current spending. Use apps like Mint, YNAB, or a spreadsheet. Categorize your expenses. See where you stand. Step 4. Adjust. Are your needs over 50%? Can you cut costs or increase income? Are your wants crowding out your savings? Can you pause some subscriptions? Limit dining out? Step 5. Automate your savings. Treat it like a bill. Transfer it first, not last. Step 6. Reassess every 3 months. Your income will change. Your expenses will shift. Keep the structure but stay flexible. When to break the 50-30-20 rule. This rule is a guideline, not a law, and sometimes breaking it is the right move. You should consider adjusting it if you have high-interest debt, you live in a high-cost city, you are aggressively saving for a short-term goal, you have a regular income, you are recovering from financial hardship. In those cases, you might shift to 60-20-20, 70-10-20, or even 80-10-10 during tight months. The key is to keep the saving habit alive, even if the percentage changes. It is better to save 5% consistently than aim for 20 and give up. What matters most is progress, not perfection. Does the 50-30-20 rule really work? Yes, if you use it correctly. It works because it is simple, it provides structure, it keeps your lifestyle in check, it balances enjoying today with building tomorrow. But it is not magic. You still need discipline, you still need honesty, and you still need to revisit your budget regularly. The rule works when you work it, and for many people, it is the very first step toward intentional living. What I learned using this rule. When I first started budgeting, I felt overwhelmed. So many numbers, so many categories, so much to track. The 50-30-20 rule gave me a starting point. It simplified the chaos. I learned where I was overspending. I saw where I could cut back without pain. And most importantly, I started saving consistently. It was not perfect. Some months were off. But the rule gave me a framework, a plan. And that plan turned into progress. Today, I still use a version of it, but I have adjusted it to fit my goals. And that is what I recommend for you too. Use it, modify it, grow from it. Final thoughts. Budgeting does not have to be complicated. You do not need 20 categories. You do not need a finance degree. You just need a plan. The 50-30-20 rule is one of the simplest plans that actually works. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings. It is not just math. It is mindset. It teaches you to live below your means, save for the future, enjoy your present with intention. If this video gave you clarity, like it, share it with someone who is just getting started with money, and subscribe to Financial Rules for Life, because here, we make money make sense. Your money, your future, your rules. Start today.